Among the ancient pages of the hidden Ethiopian Bible lie forgotten secrets and hidden knowledge that have remained in the shadows for centuries. This ancient version of sacred scripture contains teachings that challenge traditional narratives and offer a unique perspective on the nature of human and divine existence. However, despite its profound significance, the Ethiopian Bible has been largely ignored and relegated to oblivion. We set out to rescue some of its most important, interesting, and above all, relevant teachings, and today we have brought them to you. Prepare to explore the hidden knowledge it holds and the reasons why it has been marginalized by history. Stay until the end. You will never look at the Bible the same again after this. The Ethiopian Bible is a fascinating treasure that offers a unique perspective on the history and teachings of Christianity. Unlike the Bibles used in many other Christian denominations, the Ethiopian Bible contains a broader collection of books, including some not found in other versions. While regular Bibles contain around 66 books, the Ethiopian Bible has 81 books in total, covering both the Old and New Testaments. This additional collection includes books such as the Book of Enoch, the Book of Jubilees, and the Book of Maccabees, among others. These texts are considered by some to be forbidden or lost knowledge, since they were not included in the canon of the Bible by some religious authorities. So the question is, why were these books excluded from many common Bibles? The answer in this case is complex and multifaceted. Some maintain that these books were excluded due to political or religious reasons, as they presented teachings or perspectives that were not in line with the dominant beliefs at the time. Others argue that they were simply not considered part of the canon for various reasons, such as their authenticity or their relevance to the Christian faith. However, what makes the Ethiopian Bible so special is that it preserves these additional books, providing a unique window into the traditions and beliefs of the Ethiopian Orthodox Tewahedo Church. This church considers these books sacred and studies them along with the other books of the Bible as an integral part of its faith and religious practice. The independent development of the Ethiopian Orthodox Church dates back to the first centuries of Christianity, when this current first arrived in Ethiopia. Over the centuries, the Ethiopian Church maintained its unique faith and religious practices, partly due to its geographical isolation and partly due to its strong cultural identity. One of the most notable manifestations of this unique identity is the Ethiopian Bible, which contains a broader canon of scripture than that of other Christian denominations. This additional collection of books reflects the rich theological and spiritual tradition of the Ethiopian Orthodox Church. So why does the Ethiopian Orthodox Church have a longer canon of scriptures? One reason could be its focus on preserving and maintaining its ancient tradition and heritage. By developing independently, the Ethiopian Orthodox Church was able to make theological and ecclesiastical decisions that reflected its own identity and unique cultural context. Now, let's get to what we all want to know: what these books hide that are not taken into account by the original canon. Let's start with the Book of Enoch. This text is one of the most fascinating and enigmatic in the Ethiopian Bible. The Book of Enoch presents a detailed view of cosmology, including descriptions of the heavens and the angelic hierarchy. It also contains accounts of Enoch's apocalyptic visions, which reveal the future destinies of humanity and the cosmic war between good and evil. Another important book is the Book of Jubilees. This text is a historical chronicle that tells the story from the creation of the world to the exodus of the Israelites from Egypt. In addition to its historical account, the Book of Jubilees also addresses topics such as religious law, morality, and religious practices, offering a unique view of sacred history from the Ethiopian perspective. The Book of Tobit and the Book of Judith are two other notable texts found in the Ethiopian Bible. These books are narrative stories that offer lessons in faith, courage, and divine providence. The Book of Tobit tells the story of Tobit, a righteous man who faces numerous trials and tribulations, but always trusts in God's guidance and protection. On the other hand, the Book of Judith recounts the brave feat of Judith, a widow who saves her people by defeating the Assyrian enemy. These stories and visions offer a unique window into Ethiopian spirituality and culture, as well as an intriguing perspective on topics such as the end times and the connection between Ethiopians and ancient peoples. Also giving away prophecies that undoubtedly raise doubts about how real the original sacred texts are. We can talk, for example, about the prophecies about the end of times and the return of Jesus Christ. As in other Christian traditions, the Ethiopian Bible includes prophecies about future events, such as the return of Jesus Christ and the final judgment. These prophecies contain vivid and symbolic descriptions of apocalyptic events, such as the battle between good and evil and the arrival of the Antichrist. In addition to these apocalyptic prophecies, the Ethiopian Bible also contains narratives about historical and biblical figures, such as the Queen of Sheba and the Ark of the Covenant. The story of the Queen of Sheba, for example, is one of the most famous stories in the Ethiopian Bible. According to Ethiopian tradition, the Queen of Sheba visited King Solomon in Jerusalem and was impressed by his wisdom and wealth. This story is an important part of Ethiopian folklore and cultural identity. Another notable narrative is that of the Ark of the Covenant. According to Ethiopian tradition, the Ark of the Covenant was brought to Ethiopia by Menelik I, the son of the Queen of Sheba and King Solomon. The Ark is believed to have been kept in Ethiopia ever since, in a special chapel in the city of Aksum. This story is central to the faith and history of the Ethiopian Orthodox Church and has influenced Ethiopia's national identity for centuries. Finally, the Ethiopian Bible also contains narratives about the genetic connection between Ethiopians and ancient peoples. These stories explore themes such as the descent of Adam and Eve, the migration of ancient people, and the diversity of humanity, also offering a unique vision of human history and the relationship between different peoples and cultures. But despite all this rich and extremely interesting knowledge, as you may have already noticed, it is often not recognized or considered part of the canonical sacred texts by many Christian denominations. This lack of recognition raises important questions about why this religious and historical artifact has been marginalized and abandoned in certain circles. One of the reasons behind this marginalization could be ignorance or lack of understanding about the history and tradition of the Ethiopian Orthodox Church. Many people are not familiar with the rich history and spirituality of this church, and may not realize the importance of the Ethiopian Bible in their faith and religious practice. Furthermore, the marginalization of the Ethiopian Bible may also be related to prejudices or stereotypes about African cultures and traditions. Throughout history, the contributions and perspectives of African cultures have been undervalued or ignored, leading to the marginalization of cultural and religious artifacts such as the Ethiopian Bible. However, it is important to recognize the importance of the Ethiopian Bible as a valuable religious and historical artifact that deserves to be studied and appreciated. This unique collection of books offers a unique insight into Christian spirituality and cosmology, as well as an intriguing perspective on Ethiopian history and culture. The inclusion of the additional books of the Ethiopian Bible and their independent development within the Ethiopian Orthodox Church may have generated some tension with other ecclesiastical and political authorities. In a world where political power often trumped spiritual growth, decisions about which texts were considered sacred could be influenced by political and power considerations. For example, in the 4th century, during the Council of Nicaea, key decisions were made about which texts should be included in the canon of the Christian Bible. In this context, theological decisions were made, but also political ones, as ecclesiastical and political authorities sought to establish a common orthodoxy and unify the Christian faith under a set of accepted beliefs and practices. The Ethiopian Bible, with its unique collection of books and rich spiritual tradition, offers a unique perspective on the history and teachings of Christianity. By including Ethiopian Bible teaching in our churches, we could open up new conversations and explore topics not addressed in other versions of the Bible. This could help us broaden our understanding of the Christian faith and appreciate the diversity of traditions within Christianity. On the other hand, the comparison between the Ethiopian Bible and other versions of the Bible can also be an enriching experience. This comparison invites us to reflect on how different traditions and cultural contexts have influenced the interpretation and transmission of biblical teachings over time. Should we teach the Ethiopian Bible in our churches? How could we compare it with other versions of the Bible? What impact do you think this would have on our understanding of the Christian faith? Leave your opinions in comments. If you made it this far, I want to thank you for watching the video. If you like this type of content, don't hesitate to support the channel with your like and subscription. I also invite you to take a look at our other videos. I'm sure that more than one will be to your liking. Thank you very much for watching the video, and we'll see you next time.